Hello and welcome to Good Hands Hives Beekeepers. Today we are reviewing May 7, 2025's hive inspection of the apiary, which consists of 2 long Langstroth deep size hives. These hives were built utilizing Frederick Dunn's free online resource, and these hives are the design before he released the screen bottom board. So they do not include the screen bottom board, but does include the shim bottom. So I'm checking hive number 2 first. This hive is taking precedent over the first hive as I implemented a walk-away split in April. I am checking for any activity from a new queen, although I believe it would not necessarily be within the time frame of considering bee math, but just hopeful. I'm laying on smoke, and that is because of my new bee management style. I'm still trying to slow down my movements, make them smooth. However, I find myself being pretty jerky, and so I smoke the bees whenever there's a significant amount of movement within the hive caused by myself. So the first frame was very interesting. This frame was initially a food source frame, and I was so excited here because I thought that the brood was an indicator of a new laying queen. However, I believe it's, after reflection, it is brood from when I moved and transferred the food over. It was already pre-existing. The population number is pretty low. There's no eggs, no signs of larvae, no signs of a laying queen. However, there are 2 queen cells, and one of which was open. So that's an indicator that a hatched queen has emerged. And the other one, I'm leaving the other one and just letting the bees dictate what they will do with the newest queen.
Stay in there. Close the door.
Yeah, close the door, baby.
This bee I found just hanging out, walking pretty slowly. Not sure if this is the end of its life, but I wanted to show you guys what he looked like up close in person. What you'll see me doing here now is trying to ensure that the bees aren't getting smushed when I secure the top, but also trying to secure the top in a way that it closes flushly. What's interesting about having a hive body that the wood is supplied by kind of the big box stores, that the wood isn't completely flush or straight, and that's okay. The bees don't seem to mind, but what I have noticed is that the bees enter in the back too as well, and I thought maybe it was robbers, but I've noticed that since the hive has been established, they've used that as their main entrance. Alright, so on to hive body number one. Number one is, of course, my original hive that I introduced through utilizing a nuke purchased through Mark Donovan in Goochland, Virginia. It's over 10 frames now. It began with 5 frames in the beginning of April, and now it's over 10, filled with bees, resources such as brood and honey. I'm trying to be as careful as I can here. Last time when I took those boards apart, they were together as well and propolized, and I dropped one, and it was not a kind thing to do to the bees, so I'm trying to be as slow in my movements as I can. However, I'm still getting the hang of it. I'm looking at some empty frames. It has about 3 to 4 empty frames that the bees have yet to fill out, which is fine. I had it there as extra space, and at the end you might see that board with the handle. That is my divider board, and it just divides it from the extra cavity to reduce comb making on the other side of the hive. If you're wondering what we could do with that other side, you could use it for storage. I, however, leave it empty and hope to fill it completely up with frames. This frame is so heavy. It's full of honey and some brood, but it's significantly thick at the top where my fingers are and where the bar hangs. The frame hangs, excuse me. And just looking at it, analyzing it, and then considering kind of cutting down some of that thick comb, in which I do save a little portion of the honey to show at dinner, and for my family of 4 to split a size that's probably the size of a dollar coin. This hive check was although it's recorded, pretty informal. I'm not taking any data. I'm just doing a visual observation, looking for larvae, looking at the colony size, looking for any abnormalities, which ants were present, and just looking at the hive health, seeing if I can spot a queen. However, I did not this time. Just trying to be mindful of the hive and what I'm observing. For those interested, I use pine tags as my smoker fuel, and I use a candle lighter from Walmart. They are 2 for $5. And I find it being pretty beneficial to have that elongated as stem form. There's probably better words to describe it than that, but yeah, I find myself though relighting my smoker periodically with both that fuel and that lighter style. So if you have any hints, I welcome